So my name's Adrian McKinnon, singer, songwriter, producer. I've been making music pretty much all my life. So I didn't really know much about K-pop at all. When I first came down here, I was sort of focused on doing my own thing as an artist first and foremost. And things started getting a little bit challenging because it's expensive to live in LA. So I got to a point where, yeah, it's very expensive to live in LA. But I got to a point where I was like, dang, we might have to leave. Like, we might have to get out of here. I got a phone call in the middle of the night from my A&R at the time, Victor Portillo, who's an amazing guy. He was out in Korea at the time during a camp with SM Entertainment. And he's like, yo, so I might have a song for you. That one of your songs might get placed. I was like, okay, where are you at? He's like, I'm in Korea. I was like, music in Korea? Okay. He's like, so it's a group called EXO. They're looking for like a holiday song. Do you think you'd be willing? I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like right away. I don't know who this is. I don't know anything about EXO, but please just get me something, right?
Moving on to more about your top line writing, how do you know when to write melodies that are simple and catchy versus harmonically dense and unexpected? And what? Oh no, I'll ask that question later. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. It's really just one of those moment to moment things. I don't think you really. I mean, I can't say you don't know, but like, I would just feel it out. You know what? Contrast. Contrast is key when it comes to songwriting, as you probably know. When you have a track that's like sort of chill, it's a good idea to do something that's with a little movement, just to kind of give them that kind of. You don't have to always do it that way, but a lot of times, yeah. And or if a track is doing a whole lot, it might be a good idea to just sort of dig through in a way, if that makes any sense.
Right.
But that's a really good sort of tool, a good sort of idea to follow versus, just going crazy. But like, that's not always the case. The thing about music is that it's art. So you can do whatever you want, and sometimes it'll work out.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this follow-up question is, harmony can be used for contrast, but what do you think its importance is in pop music? Is it used for other aspects, and why?
Well, yeah. Well, you've got groups, right? K-pop's got members, like nine member bands, and like stuff like that. So the harmonies have to sort of reflect that amount of people, whereas Western music doesn't focus on it as much. But you'll see how like a One Direction song might feel a little bit more K-pop like than, say, a solo artist like Bruno Mars, But that's not always the case. But I think that stacking of harmonies, I think that the sort of format that is in K-pop translates really well for the solo K-pop artists as well. So the format tends to be about the same, with the exception of how many, the amount of harmonies used.
Right. We have another question from a YouTube user named Talise. She is asking, what do you think makes a good K-pop song? Oh
gosh, I remember that question. What makes a good K-pop song? Well, the easy answer is like what people deem is good, It's just, as with any sort of form of art, that's how it's received.
In your opinion, when you listen to a pop song, you're like, oh, this is good. What are the reasons why?
I don't know. I just think it's really, it's a matter of, it's pop music, right? So it's got to catch. I think it has to have a catchiness to it. And the more unique that catch is, the better. And since there's always new music being made, then it's really about how can you reinvent this catchiness and to keep people going. Yeah,
that's a good answer.
Okay.
What K-pop vocalists have been your favorite to write for, and are there any specific vocalists that you hope to sing your music in the future?
Oh man, yeah, I mean, it's no secret I've got a great relationship with SM Entertainment, but there are members outside of the label that I would love to work with. I mean, obviously, getting a BTS plug would be incredible. So, there's been a little bit of work in that direction. I've worked with artists that aren't as established as say like SM groups or groups from those guys, but I've got some duets that I've been working on. I've got some things sort of waiting in the wings that hopefully will get plugged, but nothing I can necessarily say because first of all, I don't want to jinx it. And two, I just kind of want to like surprise. I like surprising people. But I will say that one of the big inspirations for like me falling in love with K-pop was due to Taemin and the song Danger.
Oh.
We went out there in March I went out there in March for the first time, and they kind of gave us sort of a rundown of what K-pop is, because there's a lot of us that were new to the whole market. And so Taemin had just released his project, and the video Danger was presented, and I heard that. I was like, whoa, this is so crazy. Like, who is that? And why does he dance so well? And how come he's giving me MJ vibes? Yeah. Like everything, hitting all the marks for me. So that's where I was like sold. I was like, okay, I gotta write for this market for sure. But that bum 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 bum. I love how that's like modal, very modal in that song. It's just so good. And I remember the room. Everybody's like, "Whoa!" Like all the writers and producers. That was such a cool moment. But yeah, Taemin's definitely one of the guys, and my wife loves Taemin too. Yeah, but I don't have any biases. That's another thing I want to say. No bias. Just because I love too many different people, too many different artists. I just can't do it.
But were you overjoyed when Mystery Lover was assigned to Taemin? Or did you write that specifically for him?
Mystery Lover was written a while before that, but I produced that one as well. Yeah, and I was elated. I was super excited that he took that one. And I'm excited to do more. That's all I can say.
Ooh, I hope it does, because Mystery Lover was so gorgeous.
Oh,
and I think
I'm glad.
highlighted his voice so well. I'm not sure if you've seen my channel react to Mystery Lover yet.
No,
but
I missed that one.
Everyone was like,
I'm a fan of your guys' work too, by the way. I check you guys out. No, I missed that one.
Oh yeah, no, people were like, "Oh my goodness, the vocal parts!"
Oh,
Holy,
cool.
Yeah, okay.
No, yeah, he crushed it. Yeah, I will. I'll check it out when I get home.
And have you worked with any K-pop artists? And if so, what was that like?
Yeah, so I worked with a few different artists. One that comes to mind was Jonghyun. May he rest in peace. That was an incredible experience. Jonghyun was a very sort of shy, but very creative individual, and he didn't really speak much English at all. But it's a real testament to music in that we were able to communicate to one another just by singing to one another and going, yeah, okay, and then just there's this really dope sort of flow state that we were in, and it was a very memorable. I worked in the room okay, so not to get too detailed about this building, but the songwriters, we all work on the third floor. The third floor is a great place, but there are other floors. There's floors dedicated to their writers, and there's floors dedicated to the actual artists, and their equipment is different. And so we worked in these rooms many times before, and this room felt like a completely different room when Jonghyun came in. It was just like, I don't know, it just he just reeked of stardom. Just felt like, wow. He didn't say much, very subtle with his movements. He was actually at the helm. He was controlling the computer because he knew his stuff. Yeah. And we were just singing back and forth to one another, and we both knew Prince. We were both inspired by Prince on that song Moon, and that's how Moon came about.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that was definitely one. And Amber's dope too. We've had a really cool experience with Amber as well at one of the camps. There's just so many experiences that I wish I had like videotaped, because not that I could show any of it, but
just for memory.
Yeah,
reliving the moments.
Right. Yeah. So that would have been great. Yeah.
Are you ever surprised about the line distribution? Because you write the top line and then it's someone else who assigns it to the actual members of the group?
Yeah, I don't have any jurisdiction over who sings what, but it is fun to sort of guess who is going to sing what. EXO is a great example. I really love Chen and Dio's vocals, and they're incredible. Oh, Baekhyun as well. Oh my gosh, those three. I'm like, oh, who's gonna get the high note here? Who's gonna? Because Chen is like, Chen's ability to go for that note is bar none probably some of the best singing I've heard. Whereas Dio does runs like nobody's business. He sounds like he's from another planet, literally from another planet. And then Baekhyun has a very commanding voice, and he's sort of this all-arounder. So it's fun to sort of guess who's going to sing this part, who's going to sing that part. And I know there are other amazing singers in that group as well. I didn't want to single anybody out, but those three are usually sort of I'm guessing who's going to sing what. Yeah.
Do you ever write a song with someone specifically in mind? Like, oh,
sure.
Yes, this line, Baekhyun's going to sound so good singing it. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like I'll have a group in mind. I'll have an artist in mind. And sometimes it works out that way. Sometimes it ends up going somewhere else. But again, I don't really have too much of a say on that. I mean, I bet I could if I'm like, yo, no, I was thinking of this, but I don't really, that's not really where my head is at most of the time. I'm just happy they like the song.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And speaking about EXO, so when writing Tempo, did you know that there was going to be an a cappella section? Like, did the producer say, okay, this gap of silence is going to be an a cappella section? Or you're like, you know what? We got to put this in.
Tempo is a tricky one. So with Tempo, we wrote it a while ago, before the release, and we didn't think they were going to pick it up. So after the hold was up, we were like, well, we should just do it for ourselves. And we didn't have the acapella while we were out there, but when we came back to LA, a bunch of us came together. Well, we all came together to work on the song, and the acapella just came later on. Like the idea is like boom, 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 boom. Like all that was just random. And then I think a year or two after that, then we got the call or the email that said, hey, they're interested in using the song. And then we sent them, they had the updated version at that point. And then we got some notes on the acapella, because the acapella was it was just the low. And it was just that. We were just going to do like this little acapella section just for the hell of it. And then we got the note from SM saying, hey, can you sort of approach this acapella section to sound like Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. So we got I got it back, and I just did all these extra sort of like raining notes. I think you could hear it in the demo more than you could hear it in the final version, but there's a lot of like cascading harmonies in there, similar to Bohemian Rhapsody. So
like appearing at different times?
Yeah, exactly. Sort of staggered harmony layerings, that kind of stuff was in there, just to really dig in on that Bohemian Rhapsody vibe. But yeah, it came after the fact. But yeah, it was one of those things.
Is that the same? So you already kind of talked about how the Superhuman introduction came to be. So, because I imagine tracks just being completed, sent to you, and then you can just work around it and add the acapella in like introductions just based on how you feel it. Yeah.
So it varies from time to time. So sometimes you'll do like the Superhuman at the beginning of the song wasn't there at first.
Right.
But they knew they needed an intro like that. Or maybe they just really liked that section. They wanted to bring it early. I don't really know exactly what went on in their mind, but that wasn't how I sent up the song.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I sent it. It started out, dun, 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 the track just started that way. But they needed something really impactful. So it makes sense. Throw that at the front. Cool. Let's keep it moving. But it changes. And then sometimes I'll submit something and it'll be changed up in another way. Maybe they didn't want an intro. Maybe they wanted to go straight to the chorus or something like that. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I've seen more nowadays, more and more information has been released of SM groups just switching songs. Like recently, one of the songwriters released that Cocoa Bob was actually originally written for Red Velvet. So since LDN or London Noise has already said that Four Walls and View had been switched, were you very surprised since you originally wrote View for FX, right?
No, so View, I don't know who, we didn't actually, well, okay, I could be wrong. I don't want to say anything against what they were saying, because maybe they got some information different from what I got. But when we worked on View, I didn't think there was anybody in mind originally. But FX, for Four Walls, that was supposed to be, hey, can we get that same energy from View and give SHINee a sort of a part 2 to View? And so we were thinking that it was going to go to SHINee.
Gotcha.
And then they pitched that up from the demo, and it ended up going to FX. And at first I was like, what?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Like, 'cause in our heads, we're just thinking like, oh no, we're in demo-itis, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
But they knew what was up. They knew what they needed. Luna, by the way, an incredible singer.
I respect her so much.
She's fantastic. What's that song? Free Somebody?
Yeah.
That's that's one of my jams. Like, that's on the playlist.
Yes.
Yeah. That one's on the playlist.
But other than this one View or Four Walls for FX switch, has it ever happened with any of your other songs? And has it been surprised you, like the group switch?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Oh, like Superhuman wasn't originally for NCT based on the emails that we had. Maybe that's all I can say about that. But they did a great job of executing nonetheless.
Right. So I guess it's just like a surprise at first, but then once they sing it, then you're like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Or
no, I mean, even before that, it's not really like, oh, can they do it? Like, I don't really, I don't really think about that either. If I get an email saying, hey, we're going to use a song, that's all I need to know. Like, cool, let's keep, let's make some more. But yeah, it's really cool to see it. I'm really interested in the process on their end, how they sort of choose who these songs go to. But most of the time, they kind of have an idea in mind. Like, they'll send me a track and go, hey, this would be ideal for this particular group. And then other times, it's not coming from SM at all. It'll just be me working with a producer that I've worked with before saying, hey, let's just make something. And then we send it to SM and say, hey, what do you think of this? And they go, yo, we like this. This will work for, or please try again, or whatever. So it's always different.
That's so cool. Okay, so I have some more questions related to EXO NCT stuff. Were the similar timbred cluster chords and Jopping, Superhuman, and Obsession a stylistic coincidence or purposefully planned?
Was it purposely planned? Yeah, it was purposely planned for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So were you thinking of like, oh, I've like this, like happened before in this SM entertainment group, and therefore we want to connect it?
Oh, so no, well, oh no. So it was just in the moment. It was just, what does this track need right here? Let's do it. Yeah, that was the extent of how that came about. There was no like, this is gonna work for this particular thing. I didn't really know about that being sort of a SM staple, really. And I've been working with SM for a while, but I never really caught on to that, which is kind of funny. But that's just what it felt like at the time. Yeah, the Jopping hit on that section, that wasn't how I did it originally.
How did you do it originally?
It was a staggered harmony, because I personally didn't want to be typecasted as that sort of guy that does the wall harmony every single time, right? I wanted to do like, let me change it up, but they wanted that, so they did it. I said, cool, let's go. But yeah, it turned out pretty good, I think. Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
And more about Jopping. So what were your goals with writing such a powerful cinematic song, but then such kind of memey, catchy lyrics? Like, did you go into this with, okay, we're going to be writing this song that's going to be sold in the American market, this is what's going to sound good? Or?
So I can't take credit for that. I think that song was spearheaded by some co-writer friends of mine, Tay Jasper being one of them, and a few other really dope writers. They already had that. And they already had sort of, because when we jumping and popping, we chopping. I think they had a different word. I forgot what it was. But they already knew that's what they wanted. SM wanted that, and then they reached out to me for some melodic vibes, harmonic vibes, the bridge, and things like that. So I just kind of put some patches on what was already a dope idea.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, we're going to move into some ending questions. We're actually filming this close to the end of the year, so naturally I have to ask, what are your favorite songs of 2019? Maybe top 5?
Oh.
Sorry.
Like outside of what I wrote?
Including what you wrote.
I don't know. That's a tough one to answer. I think it was a really good year for K-pop.
Yeah.
I can say that for sure. I can say that I'm really happy with the reception from the music that I was a part of, and I hope to do more. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good songs.
What about?
Okay. let me just say this right now. Okay. I think Superhuman was underrated. Mm-hmm.
We agree. My audience agrees.
Okay. I think that.
Round of applause.
I think that for the people that got it and they received, I'm very thankful for them. Mm-hmm. I just really hope that. I was like, what I really, because that was we dug in on that one.
Yeah,
like, we really wanted to make that. And I think Tak and One Take are incredible producers. Mm-hmm. Those guys are so good. And we're actually going to be working some more. So we'll have some more amazing, hopefully, really big, epic sounding songs in the future.
Yeah. And any other songs that you didn't take part in that you're like, wow, this is really good?
Yeah. Jackson Wang, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's dope. I mean, I think BTS have a lot of great songs. I think it was a good year for K-pop.
It's so hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to be doing my best to promote Superhuman as much as possible. I think it's a staple in K-pop. Right. When you like send songs to someone, what is K-pop? That's one that you send first, right? It deserves so much more. Okay. What would you say is unique to your songwriting as Adrian McKinnon? Like, is it the stacking and layered harmonies, or having multiple vocal lines going at once, calling and answering each other? What makes your writing yours?
I don't know. Whatever I'm doing that's different from what other people do, I guess that would be it. I don't know. I couldn't say that I'm the only one that sits down with the song and I will say this. I will say that I don't really care too much for trying to complete a song in one session. I don't care for that so much. Like, I can do it, but I don't feel like I'm doing the song a service. So I will go back and revisit, which I think is kind of what songwriting should be. It shouldn't be like, yo, here's your time frame. This is the time you have to work on a song and complete it. Go. Like, I don't think that's right. Yeah. So I think I take my time is the best way to answer that question. But I do love harmonies. I love layers, which is why I think I have a lot of fun with K-pop, because you might not get that as much on, with Western music as much. Of course, that's not 100% true, but I really love that about K-pop. Did I answer the question?
Oh, yeah. Because whenever I listen to a song, I can pinpoint it as you versus Andreas Oberg, because I see you two as like some of the best top line writers, and because of your usage and understanding of harmony and melodic movement. But I somehow can tell the difference between your two writing. And so I'm like, wait, what exactly? Because both of you use harmony, both of you understand jazz, and
I think you'd be better at telling me than telling. Honestly, I think you have your analysis is incredible. So you let me know.
I will. I'll send you a text
let me know what it is
in a few days. Adrian McKinnon sound.
And as soon as you tell me what it is, I'm gonna go left from that. I'm gonna go left of that. And then when you tell me what this is, I'm gonna go left of that. Yeah. Keep trying to change it up.
Hell yeah. Make it challenging. Okay, so Mackenzie Hooper on YouTube is asking, it is well known and typically joked about that SM has a vault of songs that wait years for them to come to light and onto albums. Do you currently have any songs in that vault, and are there any that you are particularly looking forward to being released?
So, gotta be careful with this one. But I SM have they have, so with these camps, because they do a number of camps throughout the year, I think with each contract for the camps, they are sort of entitled a hold on a song. And that's pretty common just in the music industry in general. And then once the hold is up, then the writers can go and sort of pitch somewhere else. Do I have anything down the pipeline? I'm looking forward to sharing some new stuff for 2020. I'm really looking forward to 2020. Yeah. You
know for sure that they're being released in 2020, or the hold is...
Nothing is for sure. Nothing is ever for sure. I mean, they have the right to say, we were going to do this, but we changed our mind. So I don't eggs in the basket, that whole thing. I don't. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for sure.
And any messages to fans who love and listen to the songs you've written? Do you have anything upcoming for yourself personally?
Oh, right. That's right. I got it.
Promo time.
Promo time. Okay, so first I want to say thanks to fans, I guess. I didn't know I had fans.
People listening to your music.
But people who enjoy the music, I'm very grateful to them. Anybody who looks and checks the credits, you know, who did what, like, very grateful for them, because there are a lot of unsung heroes, I think, in just the industry in general. I've got a couple of projects in the works. They're sort of in their incubation stage right now, but I've got a band called AI Jones, and we just did a few things around town in LA. We haven't posted too many of our songs, but please look out for that in 2020. I've got another group I'm working with, which includes London Noise and my friend Tay Jasper. We're called Way Out, and we're going to release an EP hopefully early next year. And that's what's really cool is like they're two completely different vibes. We got sort of a funky, sort of retro, really colorful vibe with this, and then with Way Out is a little more modern and sort of just hip, I guess. I don't like the word hip, but yeah, it's more vibey.
Wonderful.
Sure. Yeah.
We're super looking forward to that. Thank you once again for appearing on our channel.
Thank you for having me.
We wish you the best of luck, and we're looking forward to what you'll be releasing in 2020.
Right on. And thank you, Sami. Thank you so much, my man.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate your building.
Yes.
Once again, information in the description about this lovely place and this lovely person who lent us their space to film in.
Yeah.
So,
he's a good guy.
That's a wrap.